So when you was it with Ne-Yo and Pharrell?
Yeah.
Was that your first time meeting them?
No, I mean, it was definitely my first time meeting Pharrell. But with Ne-Yo, I'd actually met him just before I was signed, because when I did a cover of A Beautiful Monster on YouTube, and he saw that, and he reached out like very early on before I was signed, and I was lucky enough to meet him in London in the Mayfair Hotel in the penthouse suite at the top. He was just chilling in there, so he was like, yeah.
It's about 2 years ago then.
Yeah,
I remember.
Exactly. That was a while ago. So he kind of took me out there, and I was lucky enough to meet him. And yeah, he told me he wanted to sign me, which is what actually started the buzz of me kind of eventually getting signed. Anyway, so yeah, I'd met him back then. But in terms of with Pharrell, I'd just done a showcase for the label, because I was starting to do my live shows. Obviously, I was kind of just showing them what I was planning to do. And then they really liked it, and then the head of the label kind of came up to me afterwards, and the two kind of heads came up to me, and they were like, well done, it's amazing seeing your progress, and it's really cool. And I was like, oh, thank you. And they're like, and then they kind of looked at each other, and they were like, should we tell him? And I was like, what? They're like, shall we tell him? And I was like, oh, come on, you gotta tell me. And then they told me that Pharrell, the day before, had called the label, asking if I was signed to them, and saying he wanted to work with me in Miami. So like, that was like a massive moment kind of thing to be like, wow. And I rang my brother, and he was like, what, I want to come. so yeah, that was crazy. And then I got over to Miami, and I was trying to keep it cool, because I didn't know whether I was going to get there and he'd be like, oh yeah, I'm in with you this week, or like he'd be like, oh yeah, who are you again? Oh yeah, Conor, right, let's go, kind of thing. So I was like, I'll keep my cool, like, just in case he's not too hyped at the beginning. But I got in there, he was like more excited to meet me than I was to meet him, because I was trying to keep my cool, and he was like, yo man, kind of thing. He was really cool, and he was kind of saying all these ideas he had. And he told me that when he actually initially reached out to work with me, it was actually to sign me. He didn't realise I was already signed. And when he saw the MTV brand new thing, he then thought, oh wow, he might be signed. So he called up and said, is he signed to you? And they were like, yeah. And he was like, damn! And he thought, oh whatever, I'll work with him. I'll work with him anyway. So yeah, I spent a week in Miami in the studio with Pharrell, and I think, yeah, more famous people, I must have met more famous people in that week than my entire life. So it was crazy. Yeah, I mean, on the third day I was in there, Ludacris rolled through, and he was there, and he was in the studio for one of the days, and then Tyler the Creator came through the next day, and then as like a kind of, I suppose like a farewell kind of thing, when I went on the last day, Pharrell said to me, my manager, like, yeah man, we're gonna go to the Tyler the Creator concert together. So once that one, we went backstage, and then Lil Wayne was backstage as well. So it was a fun week. And obviously, yeah, the Ne-Yo was the following week in LA, so it was really cool.
Did you ever get a bit like starstruck, like, wow, like Ne-Yo, Wayne?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me it's always a bit like, because I've got to remember that I'm an artist as well. Yeah. So it's like, I'm an upcoming artist, I don't want to run in there like a fan, like, oh my god, I love you so much, like sign my face kind of thing. I was trying to keep it kind of cool. And yeah, no, I think rather than like wasting my time kind of just screaming at them, rather it's kind of cool just to learn from them and like see what they think of the music, because obviously when they were in the studio, Pharrell made a point of playing all kind of my tracks to them, see what they thought and what their advice was, because you know they're in the game and they've been in it for a long time, so it was cool to hear what they had to say. So yeah, it was fun.
So moving on to like how's life changed for you? How much work is it now for you, like now it's coming onto promo? Because I think people may think it's lights, camera, action, so how much sleep are you getting?
Yeah, I mean, it's long. I mean, like, for example, this interview right now is like my 5th of the day. So it's a crazy time. It's cool though. I mean, it kind of shows that a lot of people are very interested. They want to kind of hear what's going on. But yeah, times are definitely extremely busy. I mean, I kind of only use my house to sleep now. It's just I get back, sleep, wake up, leave. So yeah, it's not so like quick as a lot of people think. Obviously, I was signed a year and a half ago, and it's only kind of building up now. So it takes a lot of time to kind of get to that point, and then the promo stage is very like go. So it's getting prepared for. But I suppose, you know, if you want what you're releasing to do well, then you've got to put the time in. It doesn't just happen. I think so.